You can.
That's what the thing is. It's 1/.
Can you all see this?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so 4/3, this bottom number tells us what?
The denominator.
It's a denominator, yes, good word, but what does it tell us?
It tells you what it's out of.
How many pieces are in the whole thing?
Good girl. How many pieces are in the whole thing? Okay, so if I drew a shape like a square or a rectangle, I divided it into 3 pieces like that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I shade in 4 of them?
Oh, use.
Ellie? Do I just leave one out? Yep, exactly right, Ellie. Okay, you draw another shape, then you draw, I'll shade in another one, okay? Now, this, obviously you won't have these 2 things here, these 2 shapes here, because if I left it like that, and I said for you to write that fraction, what fraction would that be, that diagram?
That would be 4 sixes.
4/6, okay? So we don't have that, so what we will do is get the little eraser and rub out, hopefully. Okay, don't want to do that then. We just get rid of that. So we would have the 4 shapes. Now that is what we call an improper fraction. So an improper fraction is where the number at the top, called the numerator, you don't need to remember that at this stage. The number at the top is larger than the number at the bottom. Okay, so I want you to, here we go, I want you to draw the shape for me. Okay, 5/2. Okay, so most people have got, doesn't matter what shape you did, most people have got this sort of thing going on. 5-bit shaded. Or if you've got rectangles, like so. 5-bit shaded. Okay? So, what does that tell you about an improper fraction compared to a normal fraction? What is an improper, how is it different?
One that you divided into the number at the top is bigger than the bottom one, so you have to add more squares in.
Yep. It also tells you that the improper fraction means that it's greater than 1, okay? Think of a proper fraction. Fraction means part of something, doesn't it? It doesn't mean a whole, okay? So a proper fraction means not quite a whole. An improper fraction is the opposite of that, it means it's greater than a whole, greater than 1. Okay, so let's use the example of money, because everyone likes money. And I'm going to write money as a fraction. Okay, let's say TJ had $100 to spend. Okay, and she wanted to buy 4 items from the shop, and they cost $25 each. I want you to show me how you would do that as a fraction. What would that look like as an improper fraction? $100, she's buying 4 items at $25 each. What would it look like? No, as a fraction, as a number. So I want you to write what the number would look like. Remember that line on your fraction line means out of. Number is 100?
Yeah.
Yep, we've got $100.
Out of 25.
And how many items is she going to buy?
4.
4 items. Okay, so she's going to split 100 divided by 4. Okay, she's buying 4 items at $25.
Sort of like division.
Fractions are division, yep, they are division. When you've got a normal fraction, you're going to get a number less than 1, still division. when you've got an improper fraction, you can get a number bigger than 1, which is still division. Okay, on your boards, I want you to show me what this would look like. What this would look like. So draw a diagram of what that would look like. Now think smart. Think how you can simplify that. 50 over 25. Isn't 2 over 1 the same as 50 over 25?
Yeah, because...
So draw that. Wouldn't that be simpler than drawing 50 over 25?
Yeah, doubled in half.
Yeah.
One over.
Boom, 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 boom. Done. Yeah. A lot quicker, eh? That's where equivalent fractions are beautiful. No, it's not, Kyle. It's simple division. Okay, next I'm going to look at is mixed numerals, because that's what you've got on your books here. So you've got improper fractions where your number is greater at the top than it is at the bottom. But you've also got mixed numerals. Now mixed numerals means it's a combination of a whole number and a fraction. As an example to that, I might say 3.5. Okay, 3.5 is a mixed numeral because it's got a whole number there and a fraction with it. Okay, now I want you to show me, we'll use that example, 3.5. Draw for me a diagram of what 3.5 would look like. What 3.5 would look like, bearing in mind that your pictures should have 2 segments to them, because 2 is what it's out of. I'm not quite getting it. Okay, when you get a mixed numeral like this, can you look up this way? You can have another go in a minute. When you get a mixed numeral like this, that number there, the 2, is your denominator. So,
What's mixed numeral?
what we just did. Mixed means it's got a fraction and a whole number. So improper to a mixed. You don't have to draw, I just want you to show me. Okay, so your improper fraction is going to be 3 over 2. What is it going to look like as a mixed fraction? So as a whole number and a fraction going together. Okay, so 4 over 2 is what type of fraction, Brian? I know that you know because you weren't watching, so can you tell us what it is? You don't know. So shouldn't you be watching so that you know how to do it? Pay attention. Right, 4 over 2 is what fraction, Tegan? What do we call it? Is it a mixed fraction or an improper fraction?